On February 21st of every year is celebrated as International Mother Language Day. It is held worldwide to create awareness of linguists and cultural diversity and also to promote multilingualism. UNESCO says that globally, 40% of the population does not have access to an education in a language that they speak or understand. Center for Black and African Arts and Civilization's former Director General has emphasized the need to popularize the speaking and study of indigenous languages through sustained public enlightenment. During former Governor Akinwumi Ambode's administration, Lagos State introduced the Yoruba Language Preservation and Promotion Law. Under the law, the teaching of Yoruba language was made compulsory in both private and public schools in the state. The law also mandates all state-owned tertiary institutions to integrate the use of the language as a course unit in their general Nigerian studies. Practitioners say that if children are taught in the indigenous languages from nursery classes, they would be fluent in the languages. Further, they added that there should be massive recruitment of indigenous language teachers. Most children can understand the language but cannot speak. Parents try so hard to ensure that they speak the language, but most times their efforts bear no fruit, especially when both parents are from different ethnic groups. Children speaking the language has been attributed to the environment they grew up in. Are interethnic marriages a major factor affecting the use of indigenous languages?
If the father can understand Yoruba or Igbo, he can teach them Igbo and the mother can teach them Yoruba likewise. You know that when children are small, when you teach them language, they will grow up with it. So no matter how, there are people that can even speak five languages.
If a mother and a father are from two different ethnic groups, but they insist on speaking these languages to their kids, you will be so surprised that while they are from two different ethnic groups and can speak just their own languages, the kids can now speak both languages.
So if the parents, some children when they go to school, they learn English on their own and they learn their local dialect. So if the mom and dad can carry them along, they will be able to know the two language.
Parents will also teach their children. There are other ways that parents can also teach their children the language. Like even if it's the Bible, they can just give the child to read it. And the child could just from there, just be learning from there.
If we look at the English language, it's not even ours. How did they make it ours? They just literally said, okay, you know what, this one has to be the particular one everybody speaks. And then they made a better one, in quotes, vernacular.
Even with the little time that you spend with the child, if you can speak the language with the child will grow up with it. Even though you don't have time, there are some parents that I know parents used to go outside maybe to look for what to eat or to go and work. But at least, even though the 2-3 hours they spend, if they can spend it with their children speaking the language, that child is going to adapt and speak the language when he grows up.
It should be the duty of the parents to speak to their wards or their children in their indigenous language.
The tendency to globalize tends to influence languages.
One of the reasons why children don't adapt and learn their language is it may be the environment they grow in.
It depends on the place that they grew up.
And cultures tend to merge and people meet. They tend to want to take what is easier for them to assimilate.
In this Lagos now, people are speaking English, and then it's very scarce for you to see a young guy speaking his mother tongue in this Lagos.
Knowing fully well that going to school, they will be taught in the lingua franca, that is English. So I think parents should take it upon themselves to educate or interact with their children more in their indigenous language.
Maybe when you grow up in like countries like US now, they are speaking English, so you won't find people there that can teach you your language.
Most kids born in Lagos whatever ethnic group they come from, Igbos, Yoruba, Hausas, the fact that they're born in Lagos and they grew up in Lagos, there's a higher tendency for them to know how to speak the Yoruba language.
Like if it's in the village now, you see young people there speaking their local dialect there, and it all depends on where the person grew up.
And maybe when you grow up in the north or in Igbo, in the east, you understand, you would learn the language that is available, and maybe you may not be from that place, so you have to learn their language instead of your own.
You know, there are some stages children adapt, as in they learn language easily. So, and there's a stage when they get to, they cannot get competence of that language again, no matter how you try to force it.
I mean, in China, for instance, nobody bothers to teach in English. Now they learn English as a language, not using it as a means of communication. They teach in Chinese.
If you say you want to make it compulsory, are you going to make the whole 400 languages in Nigeria compulsory in the institution?
And I mean, there's one school of thought. I can always remember Professor Oyewale from LASU. She would always insist that the best way to teach kids is teach them in the African languages. They learn better because there are some things, some traditions that are inherent in languages. You cannot use English to explain them.
There is the belief that if a child starts speaking in the local language, the child won't be able to speak the English language. Because of this, parents communicate their local language amongst themselves, but they do not do so with their children. The International Mother Language Day is just a reminder to stakeholders to come out with programs that would promote the speaking and embracing of indigenous languages. Please leave a comment and subscribe to all our social media handles. Also, click the notification button for more of our videos.